Hi there, I'm Luca Paris and welcome on a culinary journey, and it's Thanksgiving. That's right, this is our annual Thanksgiving show, and I enlisted the help of one of my favorite chefs in the area, Scott Rogers. He'll be on with me on this show. We're gonna make a Thanksgiving dinner without the big bird, without the big stuffing, but all the flavors you want. Some nice turkey rollatini with our nice stuffing. We're actually gonna have some port wine and apples in the stuffing. You're gonna absolutely love it. A little port wine glaze. Can't go wrong. And then we're gonna make some sweet potatoes. And I'll show you a really cool way to make sweet potatoes a little bit different. And finally, some broccolini and a little gratin is really, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And it's Thanksgiving, and you're gonna have fun. And your culinary journey starts now. Get a round of applause. Welcome back, everybody, to Culinary Journey with our live audience here at Monadnock Flooring inside the Design Center. One of the greatest places for us to film our show, and actually our new home. And I'm here with one of my favorite chefs in town, Scott Rogers. Scott, how's it going?
Very good, Luca.
Yeah,
nice to
ready?
be here. I am ready.
All right, we're going to cook
my students.
Yeah, and we have Scott's class down here to be our audience today, which is a lot of fun. We never know what's going to come up this way, so we'll just do a lot of ducking, especially from that guy over there. But more importantly, we're going to do Thanksgiving dinner, Scott. You ready?
I am ready.
So a lot of people tell me, I want to do Thanksgiving dinner, but I don't want to do the bird. I want to do something different, but I want turkey there. So what we're going to make today is turkey roulade using some turkey breasts, like a stuffed turkey breast, really on the smaller scale. We're going to use some hot sausage in the stuffing. We're going to make home fries from sweet potatoes. So it's got this whole nice feel to that. And finally, we're going to do some broccolini and as our vegetables. So you have all your vegetables, you have your potatoes, you have your turkey, you have your stuffing, got everything you need, just kicking it up a notch. Oh, that line's taken, isn't it? All right, well, doing whatever, it's going to be better than the original.
You're doing it right.
Thank you, Scott. So Scott's going to help me. We're going to make our stuffing first. Where did I say we're going to make the stuffing? In this pan back here. So we'll get that going. Scott's going to cut me up some bread. You get started on that. You know what you need to cut bread, Scott?
I was hoping I might get a knife.
A knife. There you go. Did you pass the safety class?
I did. What kind of dice do you like on this? Just kind of a medium?
Yeah, nice medium dice. And
how much of this you want, Luca?
About 2 more of those.
Okay.
All right. So what we're going to do is take some focaccia bread and cut that up. We're going to also use some breadcrumbs in there. I'm going to cut up some celery. And Scott, tell me a little bit about what you do, because you teach at the high school.
I do. I teach a 2-year culinary program. The students are with me every day for 2 years. They're juniors and seniors. And we're just trying to help them get a foot up in the industry. Some of the kids might find they don't like this industry. Can you believe that? Some might not like this.
I can't see why not.
But it's a pretty chaotic life. And some of them, we get jobs in the industry. I believe you know about that program.
I know a lot of those.
Some of my students do work for Luca, and some have even been full-fledged cooks for you.
And it's amazing what the culinary program at the high school offers is what culinary schools, colleges used to offer when I went to school. That's how amazing what you guys do over there, and it's great, especially like you say, it's a way to see if somebody really wants to do this for a living.
It is. It's nice. I don't feel bad if it turns out they don't like it, because now when they're 30 or 40 years old, they're not thinking they want to get into the trade, but others do find their passion.
Exactly.
I've got some kids in the audience today who know this is really what they want to do. We give them a foot up, and then they go on to culinary school and hopefully do some amazing things.
It's a great service you do for the community and for the kids, and it's an honor to work with you today, Scott. All right, so what we're doing, was that good?
That was good. Yeah. Wow.
And what we're doing today, right now, is I'm just chopping up some of the celery to get that going. We're going to get that in there. We're going to get some fresh sage in there also. We'll put that in near the end, but I want to get it going. Not too much sage. I mean, you know about working with this as an herb. It's pretty strong.
Oh, very strong.
So we want to stay away from that a little too much, from doing too much.
And you're not putting it in now because fresh herbs can actually cook the flavors out if you put it in too soon, right?
You know, if I ever have to take a sabbatical on the show, you're taking over. You know that, right?
Oh, I want my students to take over. They're better cooks than I am.
Well, what I'm going to take is some hot sausage. We'll take it right out of the casing. We'll get some, hey, we need some hand towels. That'll do. Maybe one of you guys can get us some hand towels. What do you think?
Used them all up.
Yeah, we did. We're going to break up the sausage, and we're going to cook that down with the, watch how fast it gets thrown to us. Here, watch this. See? Good catch. See? I told you stuff would end up over here.
We'll share.
This is what's fun about this show. Anything can happen. So we're going to break up our sausage. We're going to put some salt and pepper in here. We're going to let that cook down. Scott, what I need from you are apples. You can cut them any way you want. I need 1 apple.
You want skin on? Skin off?
Skin on.
Skin on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the little texture balance. Here, let me get some of that bread out of your way.
What's this going to be for?
This is going to be for our stuffing.
For the stuffing still.
Yep.
Okay.
So our stuffing is going to have apples. It's going to has hot sausage and of course some bread, and we'll put in some port wine in here. We'll get all that going.
Now, if I cut myself doing this, will you edit out that?
No, we just keep rolling.
You'll just keep rolling?
We have no budget.
Okay.
Just so you know, and once we run out of tape, we run out. So.
Well, over at school, my students are told they can cut themselves. They're just not allowed to bleed. So
Okay.
Same rule here.
Same
rule here.
Thanks for that, Scott. All right, we got a little salt and pepper in there. And this back burner here, what I'm going to get ready at the same time while you're doing that is, where's my red onion? Is our hash, our little corned beef hash. Not hash. What did I call it?
Home fries.
There we go. So we're going to get some onions. So home fries usually have onions, potato. What else? Pretty much it, right?
Pretty much it. Salt, pepper.
Salt, pepper. Cook that down. So
the key being caramelization, probably?
Exactly. And the caramelization is really getting that sugar to react with the heat and really get that dark, nice, caramelized feeling. Now, what better ingredient to use for caramelizing than sweet potatoes? A lot of natural sugars in there. We've blanched the sweet potatoes ahead of time, so that way they cook a little quicker. But once they hit the pan, and the red onion and the sweet potato with some sugar and some cinnamon caramelized, they're going to just have amazing, amazing flavors. All right, so I'm going to cut my onions nice and small. I don't want them too big, because I want this to be a nice, quick cooking process. Now, it's Thanksgiving. And let's say, you know, part of the fun about cooking is cooking with someone else. And the whole social aspect of food. Eating, of course, is a great social aspect of food. But the cooking process is just tremendous when you have family and friends cooking together. So if we were having Thanksgiving dinner, I think part of the fun is actually going through the whole process and putting it together.
And you get to chat, and you catch up on what's been happening in their lives.
Exactly.
It's nice.
Or that, or you get to film a show.
Film a show. Well, I'm liking this because more and more people have smaller families. The kids go, they move away, maybe they can't make it for Thanksgiving this year. What are you going to do with a 24-pound turkey?
Exactly.
You can now have your turkey dinner.
There's only so much you can do with the leftovers before you're sick and tired of it, right? And it's easy to find, now these days it's actually easy to find turkey breasts at any point in time that we're going to show you in a second. So we're getting our apples in there. The apple and the sausage are just natural. And a little bit of spice doesn't hurt. So we're going to get a little port wine in there to deglaze that pan. I use a deep pan, Scott, because I don't want to get that flambe up.
Okay.
I really want it to just cook in the pan and start reducing down. I don't want to lose all the liquid. We're going to turn this down in a second because that liquid is going to be what makes our bread
nice and moist.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we got that cooking.
Oh, you need smell-o-vision. It smells so good up here.
Here we got our onions cooking for our sweet potatoes. Let's get our sweet potatoes ready. We'll pop those into the pan. And we're not going to do too much to these potatoes. We're actually going to let them sit on top of the onion. Maybe give them a stir initially. Put a little bit of cinnamon, sweet potatoes with cinnamon, yummy. Little bit of cumin. You've got to put just a touch. Don't overpower it. Some people don't like the cumin, but it kind of counterbalances with the cinnamon and gives it even that much more like pop.
Yep.
You just don't know where it's coming from, but it's there. I always use a little bit of ariosto and salt and pepper. Right? And what am I missing? I know I'm missing something here. Oh, I want to use just a little bit. Again, that port wine is going to be our tie-in the whole way through. It won't be like it all tastes like port wine, but it'll be like there's just a tie-in through the whole meal. kind of bringing it all together, just like family. There's always that one person that brings everybody together. That's the
There
same
you go.
thing. All right.
It's the port wine. That'll bring a family together.
And sugar. That's my final ingredient. And they're probably calling out saying, Luca, where's the sugar? Where's the sugar? And here's the sugar. It's going to help in the caramelization process. Just adding a little bit of that sugar to the mix will help this get nice and caramelized. Now, when we get closer to being finished, this is going to look dark, rich, wonderful. There we go. We won't touch that. All right, so let's get some of your bread in our stuffing. All right, we get all that in there. We're going to get our sage in our stuffing. And we're going to just kind of let this do its magic. We'll use a little breadcrumb, and we'll add some more later because we want to kind of bring it together. And our vegetable stock. All right, might need a little more liquid as time goes on, but we'll turn this down to medium-low. We've started our sweet potatoes. We started our stuffing. We're going to let those cook down. When we come back, we're going to make our turkey roulades with our stuffing. So we're going to kind of cheat a little and have one ready. Because if we had to wait for that and for that to cool off, it's not going to work. We'll let this keep cooking down. Got sausage. I think we got everything. So don't go away. We'll be right back. They always applaud when someone's pounding on turkey all day. I'm here with Scott Rogers. I'm Luca Paris, and we're back on a culinary journey. Scott, we're doing Thanksgiving dinner.
We are.
We are. We've gotten our sweet potato. What's it called again?
Home fries.
Home fries. We've got our sweet potato home fries, and we were talking about not moving it until it starts getting that nice browning. Here we go. We got some of these caramelizing, getting really dark. So we're going to turn this down to a medium-low. We'll really get a nice toast on them. Some of them are actually getting real dark. Some people like the really dark parts.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
And I like it a little bit less than that, but we'll kind of make something happy for everybody.
And the onion.
And the onions
dark
are going to all
onion.
caramelize. And we'll get some more flavor in there at the end. We're going to put some butter right near the end, so we'll get a nice creamy. Over here on this side, we have our stuffing. Now, just to give you an idea, I do the stuffing the day before. The last couple of things I add to it, I add 1 egg to hold it together. Check out my garbage pan. Isn't that cool?
Oh, we should all have
I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder, and then we'll just get that in there because that'll cook up later. And where's my cream? And just a touch of cream. This is going to kind of bring it all together. And then what you do is you work it with your hands, but we'll just kind of give it a little mix. The egg's going to cook in because we're going to put this into the turkey breast that we're stuffing, so we're not worried about it. And it's going to be really nice and hold together well. And I'll show you right now, right above our, let's just turn this down because we're going to get to that in a little bit. And this is what it would look like if it just gets cold overnight. It's perfect stuffing. So Scott's job now is to take this turkey breast that I'm going to pound out. I'm going to get turkey breast right over from, I thought I turned that down. I turned it up. Huh? I was turning the wrong thing down.
I think you got the wrong burner.
I
wasn't going to correct the host on his own show.
So I'm going to take the turkey breast. I'm going to pound it out even thinner because I want to make this a quick cooking segment. And by pounding it out nice and thin, we're going to get all the way over. We're going to have these beautiful cuts. So this is your job, sir. Have fun. You're going to stuff those. Scott's going to stuff those. I'm going to make sure these are still good. Oh, these are going to be yummy. All right. We're going to get a little bit of port wine. We're going to finish these off right now. A little more port wine in there. And finish them off with a little bit of butter.
Were you afraid someone was going to steal these?
Huh? Well, I wrapped them up nice and
You
tight.
wrapped them up nice.
You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of getting them all over the kitchen.
Oh, the juice.
You don't know how many times I get yelled at for that. All right, we'll let that cook down, and we'll finish it with just a little salt and pepper. And there we go. We have our nice sweetness, and you're going to taste these. They're going to be absolutely wonderful. And our stuffing, we'll get those out of the way. And while you're doing that, Scott, what I'm going to work on is our broccolini.
Oh, that is awesome. You know, I don't like broccoli, but I love broccolini. It's not as bitter.
No, not at all. You have, and some people don't even like that broccoli rabe or what have you. But broccolini, I pre-blanched the broccolini. You try and say that a couple of times fast. And basically, it looks like an asparagus stalk with the top. That's the broccoli. It's tender. It's flavorful. And if you like somewhere in between broccoli and broccoli rabe, which is that bitter broccoli, you're going to absolutely love this. And this is a real easy way to do this. We're going to add a little olive oil to our pan. And how are those coming along, Scott?
I got one ready for you.
Wow, hope we caught that because I missed the whole thing. Let's watch you do this next one, huh? How's that?
Okay, you can critique it.
No critiquing. I just want to make sure
It's going to be all right.
they get to see it a little bit. So we got the stuffing. Scott's putting it in the center. You know what I would do too? Is season the inside.
Yeah, the inside of it.
Inside of it.
Is that your Oreo
No, that's actually just
salt and pepper.
Yeah, we'll just season with some salt and pepper. We'll get the broccolini into a pan. We'll start that going. And what I'm going to do to that, once that starts searing, is going to add a little bit of shallots to it. And we're also going to add some Swiss cheese and parmigiano to it.
Oh, man.
And then we're going to throw that in the oven.
Is there anything that isn't better with some cheese?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is the only way to live. All right, we'll get that in there. Again, salt and pepper. So it looks like I use a lot of salt, Scott. Do you teach students a little bit about that, about using kosher salt?
We talk about the kosher salt. I was rather surprised this summer to work for someone that still believes in the iodized salt. And I had issues because I was over-salting because there is such a dramatic difference between the two.
Exactly. And he, to both of us, he's a pretty accomplished chef.
He's a pretty amazing man, and I was like, if he's doing this, maybe I should. But I was happy to see some other chefs that were working there, people I also thought were pretty good at what they do, and they were still on the kosher salt. But kosher salt, there's so much less chance you're going to oversalt using the kosher salt.
And the thing about using salt is about enhancing the flavors. It's not, you're not adding flavor with the salt, you're enhancing the flavors around it. That's why there's a pinch of salt when you're doing anything that's in a recipe for a cake or a dessert. Pinch of salt enhances the flavors around it. So using it as that as a flavor enhancer versus a flavor supplement or by itself, when it becomes its own flavor, then things are too salty. And that's the key. That's the thing. So we're going to put, we just seared our broccoli or broccolini a little bit, and I'm going to grate some Swiss cheese that I'm going to put on top. Voila.
I was so intent on my work. Did you blanch that broccolini first? Okay, you did.
We pre-blanched it.
Yep.
All right, we'll get that in there.
I was so nervous about the job you gave me.
A little parmigiano. You and me both. Hey, I had the wrong burner on.
Look at that little casserole. That looks awesome.
There you go. We'll just get the rest of this on there. And we're going to pop this in the oven. That's going to be absolutely yummy. See how quick that was? Nice and easy? All right. Over here, now if I get the right burner. Yeah, let's put it back on this. Oh, it's on. Beautiful. So, have you seen my stove, Scott? It's a Viking
This is an amazing setup. People should come down just to look and see what you've got here.
We're here at Monadnock Flooring, and we film third Tuesday of every month. And you just come in, and you could be like an audience. We have an audience, everybody. Let's hear it.
There we go.
Scott's class is down with us to watch him do a great job and save me on my show. So, but you could come down and watch the show at any point in time, and it's a lot of fun. So
when he finishes the show, there are little tidbits. He lets you have a little taste.
You get to eat something, that's for sure. All right, so Scott tied up our turkey breast. Now, what's going to happen is that the turkey breast, the meat, is actually going to tighten up around the stuffing. So you really don't need the wrap the whole way. And this is nice and easy where you could just put a scissor underneath and cut it off. And then when it's cooked, it'll stay together and we'll cut it on the bias, right? What I like to do is take a little smoked paprika just to give it some color when it's searing. And a little salt and pepper. Again, I'm seasoning as we go. It really makes a big difference. Flavors come out like crazy when you sear as you go. All right, we're going to put the top side down first. And then we're going to flip it over and do the same on the other side. All right, so this is where we're at. We're going to go, we've made our stuffing, we made our gratin, we have our sweet potatoes that are pretty caramelized. Dark, some may say, but that'll be yummy anyway. I think we're good to go. We're going to let that sear off, finish that in the oven. When we come back, we'll make a port wine sauce, and we'll finish eating by eating everything. How's that? Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, don't go away. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, everybody, we're back. I'm here with Scott Rogers. We're making Thanksgiving dinner. And Scott, these are the ones that we trussed up, that we tied. I'm going to get these over to you. We're going to let them cool off just a little bit.
Just a minute?
Rest.
Okay.
We finished them in the oven for a little bit in the pan because this pan could stay in the oven and came back out. What I'm going to do is create a sauce in the same pan by using the drippings, just like you would do your gravy, right? Just going to make a little bit of difference with that. We actually make it like a port wine glaze. Over here, just to give you an idea already what we have our caramelized potatoes, and I'm going to put those on the plate. Get those going. And those are really yummy. Get a little sweetness, a little cumin, some nice flavors going on there. And what you're going to work on is slicing those up so we get nice roulades out of them. See how we can do that? And we have our broccoli. Remember the broccolini?
I do. It was looking awesome.
Yeah,
It's like a two-person casserole.
That is yummy. Just get the, ooh, cheesy, cheesy. All right, for people who like cheese, yeah, that's exactly.
This is going to be torture for my students while you and I sit and eat.
They won't even have any for themselves. I don't think. Well, here we have it on low heat. We have all the drippings from and a little bit of that stuffing in there. So what I'm going to do to that is I need a knife, and I need to cut some shallots. So I'll cut some shallots.
I'm just going to get the string off this while you do that.
Get that. We'll turn that up a little bit. And what we'll do is, see, so we want a gravy, but we don't want the same old gravy because we're not doing the same old Thanksgiving dinner. So our gravy is going to be more like a glaze, where we're going to just use some butter and port wine and these shallots and the drippings right there. Let's get that up a little higher and get that in there. Look at that. Scrape the bottom of the pan, right?
Oh, get that flavor off there.
And we'll get that port wine in there. And we need a lot of port wine because we want to make that the glaze with the port wine and the shallots. So we're going to let that reduce. And as that reduces, oh, look at it. Ooh, 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 yummy, yummy, yummy. There we go. All right, get that up all the way. Let's reduce that port wine. How are these looking? You think we're ready to cut those?
Oh, I think they're very nice. We can
right.
cut those anytime we need them.
You take one, I'll take the other.
Okay.
And we'll just cut them on down. And you'll have the turkey breast, you'll have the stuffing. Notice I took the smaller one so I could get done quicker. I'll just lay them out like that.
Sure, show, buddy. Anything you want.
But
I assume the one I cut, I get to eat.
That one you cut is yours to eat.
So I get the bigger one.
All right. Now I'm going to bring it right over.
You're going to bring it over there?
Yeah. Make that disappear. And we'll have a nice turkey roulade over here. Oh, this one's beautiful. Look at that. All right. Those two pieces are mine, and he gets to keep this one right here. All right, so we have our turkey. We're letting this reduce down. The only thing I need to add to this is a little bit of butter, just a touch, right? Just a little touch more. A little bit more, guys? Yeah, a little bit more?
Yeah.
All right, just a little more. And we'll get that butter in there. As this reduces down, the turkey's ready to go. We are going to let that finish. When we come back, Scott and I are going to sit down and have turkey dinner.
Sounds great.
All right. Don't go away. We'll be right back. I think they're applauding you, Scott, because we got through Thanksgiving dinner. So we have Thanksgiving dinner with broccolini. I've never sat in the seat. You know that?
You've never done that?
No, it's my first time.
Really?
I'm usually over there. So anyway,
Thanks.
Thanksgiving dinner is done. Scott and I made a turkey roulade stuffed with a little spice. You got that spice? You got that spice?
Oh my goodness!
Stuffing?
It was delicious, and it's different.
A little different. We got the apples. We got port wine. We have some nice flavors in there. The broccolini with all that cheese and the sweet potato.
Home fries.
Home fries,
and they're delicious.
I'll never get this
Perfect.
right. Well, at least we got to cook it, and we had a great time. I hope you did. And thanks, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to our great audience. We'll see you next time on A Culinary Journey. Oh, start eating.
Oh, manja, manja.
Yummy.
I'm going to have some turkey to this
Yummy.
cook.
Enjoy it.